धवलावगुण्डनवते तेजोमये नैष्ठिके स्निग्धाभाङ्गविलोकिने भगवते मन्दस्मितश्रीमुखे वात्सल्यामृतवर्षिणी सुमधुरम् सङ्कीर्तनालापिनी श्यामाङ्गीं मधुसिक्तसूत्रम् अमृतानन्दात्मिका ईश्वरी शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणे विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा.
Om Namah Shivaya. Welcome to Amrit Chintana, the virtual satsang series. In our previous satsang, Pujya Swami Amritapuri ji spoke about women empowerment in detail. In this satsang series, we would be elaborating on various M's of empowerment through different examples. To start off with today's session, I welcome Mrs. Sati Unikrishnan, the retired principal of Amrita Vidyalayam, Bangalore, to briefly introduce on empowerment.
Om Amriteshwariye Namah. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Amma, Sadguru Sri Mata Amritanandamayi Devi. My humble pranams to Pujya Swami Amrita Gidanandapuri ji. Humble pranams to all Amma's children. I extend my sincere gratitude to Swami Amrita Gidanandapuri ji for giving me an opportunity to discuss about women empowerment. The 5th chapter of Devi Mahatmya says, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Madhurupena Samstidam Namastasye 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 Namo Namo. I prostrate to that Devi who dwells in every living being in the form of the Divine Mother. The qualities of a mother exist or are hidden in every one of us. Shuddha Prema, Karuna, Kshama, Valsalyam, these are there in every one of us, but they can fully manifest only by the grace of our beloved Mother. On 30th of March this year, Amma's children around the world came together to perform 108 Ganapati Navagraha Mrityunjaya Homas. This Vishwa Kalyana Yajna for world peace was led by sannyasinis and brahmacharinis of Mata Amritanandamayi. Today, we are going to discuss the topic of women empowerment. Let us now look at the different M's of women empowerment. First one, Mahadevi power. Second, motherhood power. Third, management and money power. Fourth, mental power. Fifth, meditation, mantra, music power. Sixth, muscle power. Seventh, mass power. Every living being is a combination of Shiva and Shakti. Especially the human being, the most evolved of the countless species in this vast universe. Shiva, the pure consciousness, and Shakti, the primordial energy. Shiva, the male, Shakti, the female. Shiva, the head, Shakti, the heart. Shiva, the father, Shakti, the mother. In our day-to-day life, we come across situations where the two faculties, namely the head and heart, play a dominant role in every situation. In which situation the head should lead the heart, and in which situation the heart should lead the head. This is very important training all of us have to undergo. In Amma, The response in any situation is spontaneous. And this is one wonderful lesson we have to learn from Amma, even though it is very difficult. As we have already mentioned, our heads have developed sufficiently, but for the development of the heart, we have to go to ashrams and spiritual gurus like Amma. The feminine qualities like love, compassion, patience, modesty, surrender. These are the qualities which only Amma can teach us. When Vishwamitra asked Lord Sri Ram to kill the evil Tadaga, Sri Ram said, Guru Vasishta has taught us not to kill women. To which Vishwamitra replied, this Tadaga is not a Stree woman. O Sri Ram, she has only a woman's body but a demon's mind. She has no feminine qualities. In this competitive world, both women and men have the responsibility to consciously develop the qualities of the heart. Man plus she is Shriman, and she plus Shri is Stree. Otherwise, both slide down to the level of an animal. She has taken an avatar to fill our hearts with divine qualities. The divine has come down to human level to pull the fallen human up from animal level to human level and from human level up to the divine level. She sang, Omanayai Valarna Mayangal Niki, Omkara Vastuai Tiru. Grow up as my beloved children. Remove your impurities and become one with your divine nature, Omkar. Adi Shankaracharya said, Kuputro Jaye, Kachidhabi, Kupmada, Nabhavadi. There can be a bad son, but never a bad mother. He was meaning that a mother will never forsake, disown, or keep away from her son, however wicked the son may be. Aparada Parambara Vrudam, Nahi Mata Samupechada Sudam. Even if I am the worst sinner, what does it matter? My divine mother's nature is all forgiving. Let the universal mother who came down to earth on September 27, 1953, now be born in our hearts. Then pure love dominates the earth and life on earth is saved. Bhavadarini, Avadarini, Karunamayi, Anandamayi, Amme, Amritanandamayi. Om Amriteshwariye.
Now, let us start with our first M, Motherhood, by Dr. Gauri Umashankar.
Om Amriteshwariye Namaha. With Amma's grace, I am here to talk on motherhood, one of the M of the women empowerment narrated by our Pujya Swamiji in his satsang last Sunday. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matrurupena Samsita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. I prostrate that Devi, our Amma, who dwells in every living being in the form of mother. Our Sadguru Amma, Jagadamba, Mother of the Universe, is an embodiment of all the motherly qualities, the unconditional love, compassion, and patience, fully expressed towards the whole of creation. In our day-to-day life, where do we get to see such qualities, at least to a certain extent? I think all of us will agree it is in our biological mother, that is Deha Mata, first of the Panchamatas worshipped in our culture. Our mother is an epitome of selflessness, who takes bare minimum and gives maximum. Right from the moment a woman conceives, carrying the baby in her womb for the next 9 months, undergoing labor pains, delivering the baby, and post-delivery, spending sleepless nights feeding the baby and taking care of the baby, and also taking care of the child, till she or he becomes old enough to take care of themselves. Every moment is a tapas, filled with sacrifices and utmost patience. A mother's role and responsibility never ends. However, even while enduring pains and sacrificing so much personal comforts, a mother never feels dejected or loses patience or complains. In fact, every moment she spends with her baby, the mother enjoys because of the selfless love she has for the child. This selfless love is divine. This love and compassion enables a mother to be patient, to forgive and forbear unconditionally and selflessly. Amma says, and in fact, every true mother agrees to that, where there is love, there is no question of pain or sacrifice. If a woman who has delivered a child does not have these motherly qualities, she is not a true mother. Mother connects father and children, as Pujya Swamiji told last Sunday. Father also sacrifices so much selflessly, seeing joy in the growing and the success of the child. Hence, the motherhood quality is also within him. We all have love within us, both men and women, but we are not expressing it or giving it to others. All of us should awaken these motherly qualities in us so that we get the power to forbear and forgive. This will enable us to love everybody and nurture this world like a mother nurturing her child. As a practicing obstetrician and gynecologist and also a mother of 2 children, I always wondered how instantly the feeling of a mother and love arises as soon as a woman sees her newborn child. In the words of one of the mother whom I delivered, the moment you brought the child out and I heard her crying, my mind was alerted and awakened suddenly. Holding her in your hands from above, you showed her to me, saying you are blessed with a daughter. I was surprised to see such a new person. The baby made momentary eye-to-eye contact with me, and that is when tears welled up my eyes. At that time, the first sense of being her mother occurred to me. Later, seeing her close and near to me, feelings of protecting her innocent self arose in me. Another mother expressed that the desire for a child and the planning for pregnancy itself starts transforming a woman. The love for the unborn child makes a woman ready to sacrifice her progress in career, studies, etc. Is it not a wonder that a woman is ready to undergo all the same discomforts and has a second child also? Have you not seen the agony of couples and their parents too when they are not able to conceive? The strength of a woman is in her motherhood. A mother should understand and realize that this love and compassion, which is generally mistakenly considered as her weakness, needs to be balanced with a proper understanding of dharmic values, which she needs to inculcate in her child, for which she needs to be strict and stern sometimes, correcting her child as and when needed. We all have heard Amma quoting the example from Mahabharata, Kunti Devi and Gandhari's way of upbringing their children. As Amma has told many times in her satsang, the strength, beauty, and fragrance of our future society are defined by today's mothers. The mother's milk not only nourishes the child's body, it also develops the child's mind, intellect, and the heart. In the same way, the mother imparts the life values through practical demonstration of the ideals of charity, goodness, tenderness, affection, and forgiveness, thus providing courage and strength to the child, which the child will use in future. Absence of this can lead to great disaster to the child and the society. The best example of the recent times is the life of Hitler, a neglected child of a cobbler. Hence, it is very important that today's women start learning the cultural values of Sanatana Dharma for the sake of their children and future. Just as the roots of a tree run deep into the ground in order for the tree to rise high, Similarly, a mother should be ready to sacrifice all her happiness and comforts in order to raise her child and uplift him or her. Let us pray to Amma to awaken the essence of motherhood in us so as to bring in a new age filled with love, compassion, peace, and prosperity. I humbly offer these words given by Amma at her divine lotus feet. Namah Shivaya.
ഉത്തമ പ്രേമത്തിൻ പര്യായമായിടും ശാശ്വത സ്നേഹ പ്രദാനമുക്തി പാവന വാത്സല്യം ഏകുന്ന പാവന പാദത്തിൽ കണ്ണീരാലർച്ചിച്ചിടാ ഉത്തമ പ്രേമത്തിൻ പര്യായമായിടും ശാശ്വത സ്നേഹ പ്രദാനമുക്തി പാവന വാത്സല്യം ഏകുന്ന പാവന പാദത്തിൽ കണ്ണീരാലർച്ചിച്ചിടാ
explanation on motherhood. Now, we move on to the next M, Management and Money Power by Arati Akka.
Om Namah Shivaya. In today's world, a lot of women in top positions in the society are becoming CEOs of companies, becoming world leaders. We see a lot of ambitious women acing every domain in the society. This is a very positive change. Most of the wars that we see today are because of excess of competitiveness and greed. Clearly, there's a scarcity of feminine qualities such as love and compassion. Hence, the world needs more leaders who have the quality of motherhood inherent in them. Only this can create a shift in the approach towards success and development. Management and money, backed with the quality of motherhood, will create leaders who are more focused towards contribution than competition. If the entire society were to be compared to a wall, every family is like a brick in the wall. The quality of the wall depends on the quality of the brick. Therefore, management first begins at home. It is indeed a very difficult task to take care of a home. Hence, let us never be little housewives, as the mother's love and care is what instills values in children. Our culture speaks of 4 Purusharthas: Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Our scriptures prescribe that there is nothing wrong in pursuing Artha and Kama. Everyone has ambitions, but this should not go beyond a limit, leading to greed. One of the greatest lessons that Amma has taught us is that people from all walks of life, billionaires, film stars, ministers, etc., come to her, but they are not happy. Therefore, position and prosperity does not give permanent happiness because everything is impermanent in nature. Therefore, Artha and Kama must be pursued only if it is dharmic. Amma does not hesitate in spending millions of dollars to uplift the poor. However, Amma makes sure that every resource in the ashram is used properly and with minimum wastage. Amma is also the example of a best manager, as Amma never uses anyone for her personal benefit. Amma only directs her devotees' energies to serve the world. Amma once said, just as a bunch of idlis get cooked at the right time, one must remove them from the cooker. Else they will get overcooked and hence will not be fit for eating. Similarly, Amma's children need to reach a stage of maturity and Amma will give them to the world. This is the example of a best manager. Om Amritapuri Namaha.
Thank you, Akka. Now, we come to the third M, a very important power, which is mental power by Divyaka.
Om Amriteshwariye Namaha. We can develop our mental strength using the power of music, mantra and meditation. Swami Vivekananda once said that we need more youth with muscles of iron and nerves of steel. So developing mental strength is a very important factor in an individual's upbringing. Amma says that the strength of one's body can be measured by how much we move our body, and the strength of one's mind can be measured by how still our mind is. Lesser our thoughts, the healthier our mind is. Our mind is like a small baby. Just like a mother puts her little one to sleep, we need to tame and silence our mind. At first the mother sings the lullaby loudly, and then slowly her voice becomes fainter and fainter, and then she completely stops singing. Similarly, we should also silence and tame our mind using various tools like music, mantra and meditation. Once our mind gains sufficient purity, then no external support is required. Music is a very powerful tool to silence our mind. In fact, in our culture, all art forms, the Shodasha Kalas, are considered as ways to worship the divine. Here are 2 stories that show how you can be closer to God through art forms.
Om Amriteshwariye Namaha. The story of Tansen is an interesting one. It highlights how every art form is a form of worship that brings us one step closer to God. We all know who Akbar and Tansen are. One day, in Akbar's court, once Tansen finished singing, he got a lot of praises. Akbar told Tansen that he was the best singer. At this, Tansen strongly disagrees. He tells Akbar that his guru, Saint Haridas, was the best. Now Akbar was both shocked and curious. He wanted to meet his guru. So the next day, both Akbar and Tansen set out early in the morning to meet Saint Haridas. The time at which they reached coincided with when the Guru was doing his worship. The Guru was singing a devotional song to God. Upon hearing this, Akbar was in awe. He had tears in his eyes. He asked Tansen what his secret was. So Tansen replies saying, Jahapana, I sing to please you, but my Guru sings to please God. This shows us that any action or emotion directed towards God improves its quality to a whole new level. Just like music, dance is also an art form. Here's another story that shows us how doing it with full devotion will make it complete. There was an Apsara in Indra's court. Her name was Punjikastara. She had made a firm decision that she will only dance for God. One day, Indra asked her to dance for him, but she refused, saying that she will only dance for God. He kept pleading, but she still refused. He finally lost his temper and ordered that her ornaments should be taken off. But while doing so, her arms and legs started bleeding. He then banished her from the court. Upon reaching home, Punjikastara did the penance to Lord Shiva. When Lord Shiva appeared, she asked him if what she did was right. Lord Shiva said yes. Dancing for God is like dancing for the Supreme. It is the highest form of devotion and worship. Later, Lord Shiva blessed her. She was then reborn as Anjana Devi. It was this devotion of hers that blessed her with a son like Lord Hanuman.
From these two stories, we realize that any emotion directed towards God increases its quality. An ideal teacher will teach you how to totally immerse yourself in an art form such that you go beyond body consciousness. This is the pinnacle of every art.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Shivaya.
Shivaya. Om Namah 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 Shivaya.
Mananat Trayate Iti Mantra. Mantra is that which repeats incessantly in our mind. Our ancient rishis have done a lot of research on the power of sound and its effect on the human mind. An Italian scientist called Professor Hughes discovered an instrument idophone which has a drum and a membrane on one side and seeds on the other end. She discovered that when she played certain ragas, these seeds formed into various shapes. When she played the sound of Om Namah Shivaya, the form of Lord Nataraja was visible. Dr. Hughes called them voice figures, which means sounds can create forms. Our ancient rishis had discovered this millions of years ago. Mantra has an infinite power to influence our mind. When we chant mantras continuously, it can purify our mind, make it calmer, and bring out the divinity in each one of us.
Om Amriteshwarye Namaha. 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 Om अमृतेश्वर्ये नमः।
Once the mind becomes calm with music and mantra chanting, it is now prepared for meditation. The infinite thoughts sink in and the mind becomes calmer because of mantra chanting. Just as the reflection of an object is visible only in still waters, the reflection of divinity in us is also visible only in a still mind. Hence, in the final stage of meditation, Amma also takes us to a state of complete thoughtlessness, deep within ourselves, and reveals our own true nature to us. Om Amriteshwarya Namaha.
Thank you, Akka, for that beautiful explanation. Now, we come to another important aspect of M, muscle power, which would be continued by Maithili Akka.
Om Amriteshwarya Namaha. My infinite prostrations at the lotus feet of our beloved Amma. My pranams to Pujya Swami Amritapuri ji, and my humble pranams to one and all watching us live. Now, let us discuss about the next M, which is muscle power. Along with mental strength, it is extremely important to have a strong and healthy physical body. Just as the saying goes, only in a healthy body can there be a healthy mind. Hence, it is extremely important for both men and women to develop good physical strength, stamina, and training to defend oneself. Sports is a very good way to develop this physical stamina and strength. Sports can help us develop this strength and also gives us an attitude of acceptance in the face of both victory and defeat. My father, Sri U. Vinod, who is a professional badminton coach and once had played representing India, always talks to me about the traits of a good sports person. A good sports person has extreme passion for the game. He or she does not play the game for name, money or fame, but rather he or she plays solely for the love of the game. In an age where sports is being extremely commercialized, it is extremely important for us to remember to promote the game and not promote ourselves. To lose oneself in the game is the whole point behind sports. Just like other art forms, sports helps us go beyond boundaries like caste, creed, country, etc. Hence, international sports is a way to promote universal brotherhood. Our ancient martial art, Kalaripayattu, was lost to us during the British era. This is because Britishers forcefully tried to shut down a lot of cultures. When all the other rulers of Kerala eventually surrendered in front of the British era, it was Parashi Raja who fought till his last breath to preserve this knowledge and to protect his kingdom from the British rule. Hence, let us make sure to never lose this knowledge. Kung Fu, Kalaripayattu, Tai Chi and Bharatanatyam are all similar in the sense that when performed with awareness, they take us to a meditative state. Let us now watch a clip about muscle power. Om Namah Shivaya.
But you have skill and fitness and diet is there. But because you didn't take care of your rest part, so you end up losing the match. So these four corners are very important. All these four corners combined together, then शब्दों को
inspiring words. Now, we come to the last M of empowerment, which is Mass Power by Soumyanka.
Om Namah Shivaya. Human thoughts is one of the powerful forces in the world. Amma has told us many times that different thoughts create different vibrations around us. Positive thoughts like compassion, love, and patience create positive vibrations, whereas negative thoughts like hatred, anger create negative vibrations. A brick is a unit of a wall. If a brick is of good quality, the wall becomes strong. If the brick is of poor quality, the wall becomes weak. In the same way, if individuals are selfless and dharmic, the society and the world becomes strong and prosperous. When the citizens of positive qualities work together, they can bring about growth and progress in all fields. Amma is also the best example of a spiritual leader who can make us positive and dharmic individuals. I am what my thoughts are. Thoughts make the person. Thoughts can determine what kind of a body a person has. Only a Sadguru like Amma can create positive thoughts and make us positive individuals, which is the unit of a society. In our culture, we worship 5 Matas. First Mata is Deha Mata, that is our biological mother, from whom we learn the quality of selfless love without any expectations. Second is Gomata. We worship cow as our mother, where we learn giving the maximum and taking the minimum. The next 3 Matas help us expand our mind. Amma says spirituality is expansion of mind. Third mother is Desha Mata. When we accept our country as our mother, all Indians become my family. My mind expands. Fourth mother is Bhumata, Mother Earth. When we accept Earth as our mother, all human beings become our family. Last but not the least is Vedamata. Vedamata says that the entire creation is manifestation of different forms of the Supreme Being. Thus, we understand that the entire creation is a vast family who are working together collectively for the good and prosperity of the world. Feminine qualities like love, compassion, and patience play a dominant role in unifying all beings. We are taught to be good, to be actively good, to be unitedly good. The welfare of the country and the whole world are achieved through collective effort of dharmic people. We are extremely fortunate to have a spiritual leader like Amma who can inspire us to be collectively good and take us to the goal of our life. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, Akka. We are extremely fortunate to have a spiritual guru like Amma who can inspire us to be collectively good and take us to our goal of life. We also express our sincere gratitude to Pujya Swami Amritapuri ji for blessing us and guiding us through the entire virtual satsang series. Let us pray to Amma to bless us with the feminine qualities like love, compassion, patience, and so on. Namah Shivaya.
Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hare